Hello everyone and welcome inside the UCCU ballpark for our third game of day 2 of 5A bracket play. I'm JT Wistersail, excited to be with you as the 4th seeded Olympus Titans are set to take on the 13th seeded Wasatch Wasps. The winner will advance, the loser will go on to play Salem Hills. We'll talk about that game later on, but what an incredible comeback and performance by Salem Hills as they knocked off the third-ranked team heading into these playoffs in Jordan. Looking at how both of our teams in this matchup reached our winner's bracket. First, Olympus knocked off the Salem Hills Skyhawks when they won in a 9-5 late contest last night, that one occurring at 7. Then Jordan and Wasatch clashed at 4:30 yesterday, with Wasatch using a late comeback to defeat Jordan 9-7. We'll look at things now in the field for the Titans. It'll be Corbin Sanchez at catcher, Jacob Faust at first, Luke Affleck at second, Tanner Jenkins at third, J.D. Olson at shortstop, Ashton Johnson in left field, Mick Paul in center field, Jackson Godfrey in right field, with Matthew Thomas getting the start on the mound. For the Wasps at the bats, it'll be Crew Erickson leading off with Chet Wilson on deck. Jackson Bolander will bat second. Cole Zimmerman batting cleanup. Peyton Swap batting fifth. Jack Bluth batting sixth. Carter Boucade batting seventh. Tragan Shaw will bat eighth, and rounding out the order for the Wasps will be Kelson Stocking. Our first game of the winner's bracket set to get underway. Appreciate all of you who have tuned in for any of our games this week on KSL Game Night Live Rewind. Thomas. Delivers ball one, slightly to the outside. Bunt attempt unsuccessful as it goes into foul territory. So I'll reset and do it again. Resetting and awaiting the pitch is Erickson. 1-1 our count. As the high ball passes. Olympus is 21-8 on the season. Wasatch, for comparison, 18-13. Gotten really hot for tournament play. This one sails into left field, and it'll be gone. How about Crew Erickson with a home run to get us started off the night? The shot into left field. The crack of the bat was hot. And so are the bats early for the Wasps. Erickson touches home and awaits his teammates. Just the third pitch delivered by Thomas. And he's already rocked for a home run. We'll see how he responds to that. We'll also see how Olympus responds as they trail 1-0. Chet Wilson now due up. Wilson lifts another into left field, this one more shallow. Ashton Johnson able to retire Wilson quickly. Jackson Bolander, the DH, now due up. Had the start on the mound in yesterday's game. Won the count. Low ball takes the count to 2-1. Bolander reaches on it to go to 2-2 in the count. Thomas looking for his first strikeout today. He'll waste no time, delivers it. Bolander no choice but to foul it off. Bolander chops it. It was fair for a moment, then sails into foul territory, so we'll do it again. Unbeknownst to the fans as they cheer. Bolander waits the delivery. Fouls another off. Continues to fight to stay alive. And with another hit comes another foul chop. So the designated hitter, Jackson Bolander, still at 2-2. And he's rewarded for fighting as he walks to first after being hit by the pitch from Thomas. Cole Zimmerman now due up, the first baseman. With one out and one homer already in the books for the Wasps. Talking to some people around this Wasatch team, the word they used to describe them was resilient. That's what allows them to reach this point in the season. Speaking of that season, 10-5 record in Region 9. Mentioned the 17-13 record on the season. This is a team that smoked Tule in the playoffs 10-0 before defeating Cottonwood in a tight contest. Then they took care of business versus Jordan in the late comeback. Then it was Olympus, who they now face. 2-1 the count. Grounder will squeak through. Bolander to second. Zimmerman to first. Strong start for Wasatch. So Wasatch with two runners on base now. Zimmerman to first, Bolander to second. Peyton Swap now due up. His brother Hunter Swap, Salt Lake Community College grad. Swap was just named Co-Region 18 Player of the Year for his strong season. Swap looks to have success against the Titans here. This is an Olympus team. It's 28-9 on the season, 13-5 in Region 6 play. Close the season with a win and a loss to Brighton. Falling 0-2 in the count is Swap. See what he can do from here. Swap awaits from the Thomas delivery. First ball of the at-bats delivered to the outside. Wasatch was unable to score any runs in the first inning. They didn't come alive and have their most productive at-bats until the 7th, where they scored 5 runs. As Swap is retired, he goes down. Second out of the inning for the Titans. So Jack Blue's now due up. We'll have one final game of the night after this. That one will be Lehigh taking on Bountiful. A game that will be delayed heavily, as it was supposed to originally start at 7. Jack Bluth now due up, the second baseman. Look to extend the inning for the Wasps, as they still have 2 runners on base. Thomas, coming off the strikeout of Swap, delivers 2 straight balls. Zimmerman still on first. Bolander at second. Bolander incredibly kept the inning alive. It seemed like he was destined to strike out after fouling off ball after ball, but Thomas just eventually lost control and hit him. Popped up, calling for it is Olsen, who makes the grab. Sunglasses came in handy there, so he gets the Titans out of the inning, but not before they surrendered 2 hits, 1 run, committed no errors, and they left 2 runners stranded on for the Wasps. So we'll look at Olympus now offensively, as they look to even this game at 1 or take an early lead. For Olympus, the Mick Paul batting first, followed by Ashton Johnson, Jacob Faust. In the third spot, Luke Affleck batting 4th. Corbin Sanchez will bat 5th. Jackson Godfrey will bat 6th. J.D. Olson will bat 7th. Tanner Jenkins in the 8th spot. And Isaac Hodgson batting 9th. Then for the Wasps, Kelson Stocking at catcher. Cole Zimmerman at first. Jack Bluth at second. Chet Wilson at third. Carter Bucad at shortstop. Crew Erickson in left field. Peyton Swap in center field. And Tragan Shaw in right field. With Jackson Kelson getting the start on the mound. So it's Kelson Stocking catching and Jackson Kelson on the mound, as they're set to face Paul. See if Olympus can get off to as strong of a start. McPaul, the LSU commit. He's been a strong center fielder for the team all season. Through this point yesterday, Olympus had given up 2 runs to Salem Hills. They only surrendered 1 today. They played from behind yesterday. They'll have to do so again, as Kelson gets a lengthy warm-up on the mound. Taking a look at how our matchups earlier in the day played so far. Mentioned the Jordan-Salem Hills game. It was an absolute thriller in which Salem Hills was able to emerge victorious. Then in our Maple Mountain-Orem game that just ended, Orem was able to hold on late and secure the win, and the incredible run that the 22-seeded Golden Eagles of Maple Mountain were on. McPaul. Kelson awaits for Paul to enter. Titans trail by 1 after the home run. We're able to leave 2 stranded on. Paul awaits the delivery. Swings at the first one, sending it back into center field. That'll take a bounce, reaching the fence. Going to be at least a double. Paul's going to try to turn it into a triple. Paul's going to go for the inside the park home run. He's coming home. It's going to be close. He'll dive in safely. Mick Paul with the inside the park home run. The first inside the park home run we've seen this week at 5A bracket play. How about the speed of Mick Paul? My goodness. There's no doubt as well the trust this staff has in Paul as well. As they sent him home right away, there was no hesitation. Wow, how about Mick Paul? Ballpark is still buzzing from his play that just tied the game. The LSU commit with the inside the Parker. So we've had 2 runs scored already. 1 out of the park home run, 1 inside. As Ashton Johnson, who got the start on the mound yesterday for the Titans, is now due up. These first few at-bats are any indication, we should be in for a great one. As Johnson pops it foul. Still no outs in the inning for the Titans. Johnson sends a short hopper. Can the throw get there in time? It will. Johnson's retired after the throw was made by Boucad. Jacob Faust will now be due up for Olympus. This is a game that was supposed to get underway at 6:30. First pitch ended up being almost 2 hours later. Actually, over 2 hours later. Faust chops it, fielding it, Bluth. Can't get it to first in time. Ball squeezed past anyways. Nice play made by Kelson Stocking, who came all the way over from catcher to back Zimmerman up and make sure when, in the event that happened, where the ball squeezes past, that there's no opportunity for Faust to keep going. So the speed of Faust pays off as he reaches first. Luke Affleck now due up for Olympus. Just 1 out in the inning. We sit locked at 1. 2 hits so far. For each team. Oh, 1 the count for Affleck. Jackson Kelson checks first. He'll deliver. Outside pitch for strike 2. Affleck ready for it. He'll foul it off to stay alive. The 1-2 pitch set to be delivered once again. Carlson fouls another. Affleck continued to fight. He's rewarded with a 2-2 count after the outside delivery. nearly the strikeout for Kelson. Full count now. And Aflac goes down swinging. Chance for a double play. Can they make it? They will. Wasps get out of the inning with the quick double play. A great throw from Kelson Stocking over to Jack Bluth, who came over to cover second and retire the Titans. But not before Mick Paul was able to have the early play of the game between his inside the park homer and the actual home run we saw. It's been a fast start, what should be a fun game. We'll move into the second. You're watching KSL Game Night Live Rewind.
College wasn't built for me.
It didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Or if my kid had a fever.
Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
I want to take tests when I'm ready.
I want to take courses on my time.
And speed up when I know my stuff.
I want a university that cares about me.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of you.
Welcome back inside the UCCU ballpark, home of Utah Valley University, and 5A bracket play in the 2022 Baseball State Championship Tournament. The winner of this game will go on to play in our 4:30 game tomorrow. They'll await the winner of our 11 o'clock game between Salem Hills and the loser of this contest. Tied after one, due up for the Wasps. Carter Bukad, Tragan Shaw on deck, and Kelson Stocking in the hole. So both bats started for each team with home runs. Crew Erickson drilled the one into left field. For Olympus, it was Mick Paul who made it around the bases, getting one to the very corner. To the count is Bukad. He'll await the delivery. He'll chop it foul to stay alive in the count. Bukad, the second baseman. The shortstop, for his team. This one sent high. Converging on it is Godfrey. Luke Aflac headed for it as well. He tried to stop himself after he heard Godfrey called for it. Trips himself up instead. So Tragan Shaw now due up. Shaw, the right fielder, waits a delivery from Thomas. Shaw fouls another. 0-2 the count. Thomas on the season, a 3-3 record for the Titans. Another ball chopped up by a Wasp. Calling for it and catching it was Ashton Johnson, coming all the way over from left field. 2 Wasps up, 2 down just as quickly. Kelson Stocking, the catcher and last batter in the first go-around for the Wasps, due up. He'll look to reach base today for the first time. Something only 3 Wasps have managed to do in our early going. This one sails, but's caught! Luke Affleck making the spectacular leaping catch as he retires Stocking. Titans make quick work of the Wasps. We'll see if they can break our tie. We head into the bottom of the second at UCCU Ballpark. You're watching KSL Game Night Live Rewind.
Ouch! Gonna need some pills for that one.
Hey! Prescription pain pills can be dangerous.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Easy there. You're her parent, not a drill sergeant. More love, then they'll listen.
Know your script. Talk to your kids about prescriptions the right way.
Corbin Sanchez, Jackson Godfrey, and J.D. Olson all due up for Olympus. After they made as quick a work as you'll see of the Wasps offensively. Sanchez, the catcher, set to face Kelson. This one takes a chop off the bounce, played by Boucad, who gets it over to first, and Zimmerman. Action just flying by at the moment. So Jackson Godfrey, the right fielder, now due up. Kelson's numbers on the season, 340. The ERA, 1-1 record, 8 appearances on the year. Kelson in 35 innings pitched has allowed 32 hits, 21 runs, 17 of those earned, 37 strikeouts to 20 walks. He's given up just 1 home run. And now 1 inside the Parker. In 156 batters faced for Kelson. 1-2 the count. Facing Godfrey. High delivery. Bring us to full count. Godfrey looking to be the first batter that Kelson has walked. Or he'll just try to make contact. He chops it. Boucad on it. Can he get it to first in time? He can. 2 Titans up. Both retired by Boucad. Large part of this the reason this game is taking place at 7:02 now. First pitch was delivered nearly 2 hours after the original time is because of long, lengthy innings and at-bats. That has been the opposite of this game so far. J.D. Olson. Now due up. Olson, the shortstop. Awaiting the 0-1 delivery. Ball slapped foul. Olson steps out. He'll step back in. And reset. Kelson yet to get a strikeout on the day, but has not allowed a Titan to reach base since Faust back in the first inning. Olson will go down looking. The strikeout from Jackson Kelson. So what a defensive battle this game turned into in the second. Titans, Wasps going at it. We're still tied at 1 heading into the third.
Jake said these are awesome for studying.
Line. You shouldn't ever take someone else's medication.
Know your script. Talk to your kids about the dangers of sharing prescriptions.
Top of the batting order, due up for the Wasatch Wasps. Be Crew Erickson, Chet Wilson, and Jackson Bullender. All coming to home plate. Erickson, last time we saw him, huge home run on just the third pitch of our game that was delivered. He sent that one into left field as it sailed over the fence. Erickson batting .408 on the season in 76 at-bats. It's 31 hits, 26 runs. He's brought in 11 as well. He had yet to hit a home run, so his first home run of the season. Couldn't have come at a more clutch time in the postseason. Erickson pops up to Godfrey, who makes the grab, retiring the solo home run man. They'll bring Chet Wilson up. Wilson flew out into left field in his last at-bat. For Wilson, he's batting .293, 75 at-bats, 22 hits, scored 21s on the year. Also brought in 20. $11 strikeouts to 14 walks for Wilson. Wilson's on base percentage, .520. Or excuse me, his slugging percentage, .520. On base percentage, .411. Wilson lets the first strike pass, so 2-1 the count. We'll get things underway in the third inning. Already one out for the Titans. Ground ball hit to Affleck. Who's on it? So Jackson Bullender will now be up. Last time we saw Bullender, he was hit by a pitch. Bullender batting .488, swings at the first pitch. 43 plate appearances, 21 hits, 6 runs scored. He's driven in 8. Trails in the count 0-1, make it 0-2. He bites again. Since giving up the home run, the Titans have been very strong, allowing just 1 hit after the first run was scored. Ground ball hit to Olson, who takes a second. and throws it off target. Faust was forced off first. Could very well be our first error of the day. As it looked what should have been an easy out. Will not be. As allows Bolander to become the first player for either side to reach base for a second time today. And that will officially be marked as an error against Olsen. Cole Zimmerman now due up. Zimmerman drove one into right field to land on base. He was the second base hit of the game. Zimmerman's batting .300, 60 at-bats, has 8 runs, 18 hits. He's brought in 11 runs as well during his campaign. This one lifted in the shallow center, and making the grab on it is Jackson Godfrey. Titans once again get out of the inning quickly as we head to the bottom of the third at UCCU Ballpark. We remain deadlocked at 1 as the bottom of the third set to get underway here at UCCU Ballpark. Due up for Olympus, it'll be Tanner Jenkins, Isaac Hodgson, then Mick Paul in the hole. Jenkins steps in to face Kelson. Both Kelson and Thomas having strong outings early. Both look very similar. Both have only allowed 1 run. That 1 run coming off a home run. 1 outside the park, 1 inside. 2-2, the hits column for each. Low delivery, leaving the count at 1-1. Low delivery. For Jenkins, brings the count to 2-1. Jenkins, the third baseman. That's another outside ball pass. Not seen a walk from Jackson Kelson on the day yet. He'll have to fight back in the count if he wants to keep that streak alive. Instead, it'll be a walk. So Jenkins reaches first. It was Isaac Hodgson. So Mick Paul on deck. Bunt is fair. Opportunity for a double play. Instead of making it, they'll just advance the furthest runner out. So the DH makes it to first, but Jenkins retired at second as Kelson turned and made the play. Boucad came over to cover second, and Boucad took a cleat to the leg as well. So he's able to hold on to it for the first out of the bottom of the third. Kelson checked over to first. Now he'll deliver. Strike dead center to McPaul. Last time we saw McPaul, of course, had a phenomenal home run. He just launched the ball in the center field. Both Erickson and Swap in left and center respectively had to run after it. And the speed of McPaul in full display as he was able to turn what looked like it was just going to be a double at first into an inside the Parker, showing that LSU speed. Paul 0-1 the count after he let the first strike pass. Paul on the season has 7 home runs, 6 triples, 9 doubles, 32 runs brought in. Lets the outside pitch pass to let the count go to 1-2. Jackson Kelson looking to retire. His lone run surrendered on the day. Won't come on the inside pitch. 2-2 the count. Paul step back in. Just 1 out in the inning with Jenkins after the walk remaining settled on first. Paul pops it up. Looking to make a play on it is Wilson. But Wilson lost it in the sun. Boucad tried to come over as well. Paul, lucky to still be at bat after the misplayed foul opportunity. He'll await the pitch from Kelson. He'll send one high. And it's going to drop. So the sun playing a huge factor early. As once again, the Wasps lose the ball in the air. So Ashton Johnson will come back up after Paul makes it to first. Going to second is Jenkins. Johnson, last time we saw him, grounded out to Boucad at short. Johnson on the season has 2 homers, 1 triple, 15 doubles, 34 runs brought in. He has a 9-4 record. One of those wins coming yesterday as he got the start on the mound. Got about as close to over the pitch count as you can. Johnson looking to bring in more Titans runs, the leading run at second. Ball's fouled back into the net. Johnson lifts it out of the park into foul territory. That barely sailed over the metallic fence. If it had been just an inch or two more inside, it would have given Cole Zimmerman a chance from first to come over and make the play in foul territory. The 1-2 pitch, once again, set to be delivered. Johnson grounds it. Corbin steps on second. Can he get the double play? He will. Wasps get out of it, leaving two Titans stranded on base. As Carter Bukad stepped on second himself, then got it to Zimmerman in time to retire Johnson, who hit into the double play. Kelson was nearly had his head taken off by the ball off the bounce. He moves out of the way, and because of that, Bukad makes the play. We move into the fourth. 1-1, our score remains. Welcome back inside to UCCU Ballpark. Our 1-1 game still underway as we set the top of the fourth. Ashton Johnson hit into the double play to end things for the Titans offensively. Swap re-enters. Last time we saw Swap, he went down swinging. Peyton Swap's numbers on the season, batting .352, 54 at-bats. He's got 19 hits, 21 runs. 1-2 the count. Swap thought he'd be heading to first off the walk. Instead, he's retired. Second time today he's been struck out. Matthew Thomas only has 2 strikeouts, both of them occurring against Swap. Jack Bluth now due up. For Bluth. He'll waste no time, sending one into left field. He's going to try to turn it into a double, and he'll slide into second, doing just that. Bluth with a big base hit for Wasatch. That's the first base hit we've had in over 10 batters. Carter Bukad. Bukad now due up. With Bluth on second, the leading run. Bukad on the season, batting .242. Has 15 hits, 10 runs, and 62 at-bats. Bluth, who now resides on second, was batting .382. And had his 27th hit of the year with that one. 69 at-bats. Bukad grounds one directly to Affleck off the bounce as they make the play. Bukad retired, but able to advance to third was Bluth. So Bluth settled on third. Just 2 outs in the inning, excuse me. Tragan Shaw returns. Last time we saw Shaw, he flew out in the left field. Shaw's batting .326 on the season. 46 at-bats, 15 hits. Shaw fouls it back. Shaw looking to bring in what would be the leading run. Our score remains. 3 hits, 4 each side. High delivery from Thomas. Shaw ahead in the count. He'll look to keep it that way. Instead, he'll chop it to first. Faust taps the bag, gets Olympus out of the inning. They leave the run stranded on third. Who was Bluth? So we move into the bottom of the fourth after Olympus leaves one stranded for the Wasps. Back here at Utah Valley University Field, UCCU Ballpark. Ashton Johnson, the last time the Titans were up, grounded into the double play. In our last 2 innings, both teams have left runners on base. Jacob Faust, man who got the out on first to end the inning for the Titans, will look to turn things around here. Last time we saw Faust, he chopped one to Bluth at second, which Bluth was unable to handle in time. Faust, 29 games on the season, has 1 home run, 5 triples, has 6 doubles, 30 runs brought in. 30 runs brought in, good for the 3rd most on the team. Currently trails in the count 0-2. Faust fouls this one off. The 4th seeded Titans reached this point after knocking off the 12th seed Salem Hills. Salem Hills led 3-0 going into the 3rd inning, but the Titans used 3 runs in the bottom of the 3rd and 4 in the bottom of the 4th to propel them to the 9-5 victory over Salem Hills. As Faust goes down swinging, he's the 3rd strikeout of the game for Jackson Kelson. Luke Affleck now due up. Affleck struck out in his last at-bat. And when Affleck struck out, that was when Faust tried to go to second, where he was retired off the great throw from Kelson Stocking behind the mound. Mentioned the Wasps and their upset over Jordan. Jordan, the 3 seed, who was eliminated by Salem Hills, who Olympus beat earlier. But for the Wasps, the 13th seed was able to get the upset late. And they scored those 5 runs in the top of the 7th to pull ahead and knock off Jordan, 9-7 in that one. They had 14 hits in the contest. They'll have some work to do if they want to get back to that number, as does Olympus, as both bats have been dry since some early action. We had 2 hits for each team leaving the first inning. Since then, only 1 apiece, as both teams sit with 3 hits. Affleck sends one into right field. That's going to lay. It'll take a bounce, reaching the wall. It's going to be at least a double for Affleck. They're going to try to turn it into a triple, and that's going to be a great decision. Affleck with the first triple of the game for the Titans. And with 1 out in the inning, puts them in great position to take the lead. So Corbin Sanchez returns. Sanchez grounded out to Bucad, as to Jackson Godfrey, who's on deck. Sanchez on the season has 5 triples, 9 doubles, brought in 22 runs, good for 5th on the team. One 0 on the count. Two 0 the count. Outside delivery makes it 3-1. 3-0. Sanchez looking to walk to first. Jackson Kelson looking for what would be the 2nd out of the inning, but he'll need some strikes if he hopes to get back into this one. It's the first time today he's driven 4 straight balls to a batter and allows Sanchez to walk. So Jackson Godfrey will be due back up. He grounded out to Bucad. That's short the last time we saw him. Oh, Chase Mosley will be the pinch runner for Sanchez. Mosley was frequently the pinch runner for Johnson last night. Godfrey with still just 1 out in the inning. Will look to make a play in the bottom of the 4th. Runners on 1st and 3rd. Godfrey shows bunt. He'll send it short. Opportunity for the out at home. It's not a force out, so the Titans able to score. Stocking caught it, but he didn't go for the tag. Just placed his foot at home. So that'll give Olympus a 2-1 lead. So a good bunt by Godfrey. Godfrey was also able to make it safely to first. Sanchez to second. And the tying run brought in. The leading run brought in off that one, but just an unfortunate play for Jackson Kelson as he was slow to field it and flip it, and Kelson's stocking didn't even try to make the attempt for the tag. The delivery. Low to the outside for the second ball, so stalking. Behind catcher, trying to communicate with Jackson Kelson as they try to get a much-needed second out. 2 runners still on for Olympus. (3-0) now the count. See if Coach McKay Jacobson makes a trip out to the mound here in a moment. There's no one warming up, so this game firmly in the hands of Kelson, but they just want to calm him down if he does throw a 4th ball and load the bases. Instead, he gets the first strike. (2-1) the count. Last time we saw J.D. Olson, he struck out. Olson, 26 runs brought in on the season, a great opportunity to add to that total. Instead, it'll be a high delivery by Kelson. He had walked just 1 batter up to this point, but in his last 3 faced, he's now walked 2 consecutively. So head coach of the Wasps, McKay Jacobson, makes his way out to the mound to talk things over with the rest of the Wasatch infield for Olympus. Coach Feltz calls it batters and third base runner over to talk it over. Still just 1 out here, but an opportunity for the Titans to blow the game open. Meeting has ended. So Kelson ready to face Tanner Jenkins. Jenkins has brought in 6 runs on the season. Doesn't have a double or a triple or a homer to his name. But all that could change here. Just takes 1 swing of the bat. Kelson shows bunt. That one will be fair. And not covering first. Chaos as another run scores for the Titans. So 3 runs are going to score for the Titans. This is going to be a triple for Jenkins. Jenkins didn't have a triple on the season, as I mentioned. He had 6 runs brought in coming into this at bat. He gets 3 off that bunt because of the misplay. First, it was Chet Wilson who came running in from third, tried to make it in time. He tried to flip it up, but he missed the ball. And off his miss, that allowed Sanchez to score. Then then it was Jackson Kelson who picked it up behind. He said, let's try to get the out on first at least, but no one was over to cover first. So because of that, 3 runs come in for the Titans. So they lead 1-5. So Olympus has now scored 4 runs in the bottom of the 4th, 3 of them coming in off the bunt, mixed in with some errors. Isaac Hodgson now due up. Still just 1 out in the inning. Kelson has been struggling a little bit, but a great call by Coach Feltz. Having Jenkins use the bunt. McPaul on deck for the Titans. Bunt is a go as they get the out at home. So Kelson Stocking able to retire. Jenkins at the plate. Coach Feltz, not a fan of that call as he comes over, vehemently disagreeing with our home plate umpire. So Mick Paul now due up. In our 1-5 game. 2 outs now in the inning. Just a runner on first after Jenkins was retired at home. Paul's day so far, he has the inside the park homer after he used the speed. Then he dropped a double into left field after there was confusion. Paul bites on the first delivery to go to 0-1 in the count. Olympus leads. The Wasps aren't able to hold on to this one. They'll be kicking themselves about those errors made on the bunt. Three 3-1 the count after 3 straight balls delivered to Paul. Awaits the delivery. This one sent into left field, trying to track it in the sun, and able to do so was Crew Erickson. Gets the Wasps out of the inning, but not before 4 runs score for the Titans. The first came off the bunt from Godfrey. Another 3 came off the bunt of Tanner Jenkins in what was his first triple of the year. What a performance by Olympus in the bottom of the 4th. They lead 5-1 as we head into the 5th. And KSL Game Live Rewind.
Ouch! Gonna need some pills for that one.
Hey! Prescription pain pills can be dangerous!
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Easy there. You're her parent, not a drill sergeant. More love, then they'll listen.
Know your script. Talk to your kids about prescriptions the right way.
Titans in command 5-1 after the 4 runs in the bottom of the 4th. That'll bring up Kelson Stocking, the last one for the Wasps. Will be due up. Stocking. On the season, batting .262. 42 at-bats. He's allowed 11 hits, 5 runs. .2-0 the count. So we sit in the top of the 5th. Wasps season. Down to just 9 outs. Do see action in the bullpen for the Wasps. See if they opt to make a change. None for the Titans. But Stocking hangs tough and walks for the first time. He's batting .262 on the season, only at 11 hits. But he'll happily take his 7th walk of the year. Check that 13th walk as the bunt attempt rolls foul. So we'll do it again. Erickson's day, as he's now due up a home run in the first at-bat into left field, then flew out into right. In yesterday's game versus Jordan, he had 3 at-bats. 2 runs, a walk, and a strikeout. Only 1 the count, no outs in the inning with a runner on first now. The bunt sails foul. Erickson waits the delivery. It's to the outside for the first ball. Thomas sets. Grounder off the mound, chance for a double play. That's Affleck who touches second and gets the first out. But his high delivery to second, not able to secure the double play. Stocking retired. As Erickson reaches first, that'll bring up Chet Wilson. Wilson flew out in the left field in his first plate appearance, then grounded out to second. He had a very prolific day yesterday in 5 at-bats, drove in 4 runs, had 2 hits, 1 run in the contest. Another grounder. This one bobbled by Affleck, who tried to rush. He wanted to give Olsen the opportunity to get the out on second and make the double play. Instead, there'll just be 1 out still. Has 2 runners now on base. So lots of action. Directed Affleck's way for what will be the second error of the game on the Titans. That'll bring up Jackson Bolander. Bolander was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat. Then he was able to reach first on the other error of the game, that one from Olsen. Bolander yesterday got the start on the mound we mentioned, had 5 at-bats, 2 hits, 1 run brought in. This ball sails well inside. Thomas in danger of doing what Kelson did and loading the bases. Just 1 out. This one's fouled off by Bolander to even the count. Bolander will be attending a community college in Oregon next year. at the moment, focused on making a play for his team. 1-1 the count. Bolander. Allows the outside ball to pass for a 2-1 count. Thomas will set, check behind him, deliver. That ball catches the strike zone. Count at 2s. Thomas looking for a strikeout. He's only got 2 on the afternoon. Could he get his 3rd in the top of the 5th? He will. He retires Bolander. He hit him with the pitch earlier. This time hits him with the strikeout. Cole Zimmerman. Now due up. Zimmerman had a grounder break into right field in his first at-bat. Then flew out into right field to end the 3rd inning for the Wasps. Another pitch delivers the ball. A huge strikeout from Matthew Thomas. Zimmerman in yesterday's game had 2 hits and 4 at-bats. Struck out once. Two on the count after the strike from Thomas. He's trying to even the count there. Instead, it goes to 3-1. Zimmerman lets the outside pitch pass. Bases are loaded. Just the second walk given up by Thomas in our game. Olson's going to come over to talk to Thomas to figure out how they want to play this. 2 outs in the inning, but the tying run at home in Swap. Thomas has had a lot of success against Swap today, striking him out both times. Swap in yesterday's game versus Jordan had 4 at-bats, 1 run, 2 hits, and a run brought in. That's Thomas set to deliver to Swap. Two-0 the count. With Thomas in danger of walking in a run. He'll reset. Wind to deliver. And its ball pops straight up into right field. With Jackson Godfrey able to make the grab, the Wasps leave 3 stranded on. With Swaps pop out. As we exit the top of the 5th, our score remains 5-1.
College wasn't built for me.
It didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Or if my kid had a fever.
Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
I want to take tests when I'm ready.
I want to take courses on my time.
And speed up when I know my stuff.
I want a university that cares about me.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of you.
Ashton Johnson due up. As we get the bottom of the fifth under the way. Titans still leading 5-1. McPaul ended it, flying out into left field. See if Johnson can get the bats hot again for Olympus. This grounder will break through, go into left field all the way to Crew Erickson. Johnson reaches second with ease. Bats stay hot for Olympus. It's Johnson's first base hit of the game. Johnson, in 2 at-bats yesterday, had 1 hit, scored a run himself, and brought 1 in. Jacob Faust now due up. Faust, 3 at-bats. Had a hit and a run in yesterday's game. Also brought in 2 tonight. Reached first after chopping 1 to second. Struck out in his most recent appearance. (1-0) the counts. Faust chops it into foul territory. Olympus, the 4 seed, the second highest seed remaining in our 5A bracket. The highest seed in general remaining, well, that would be Lehigh, the 2 seed. They're set to take on Bountiful when the game originally scheduled for 7. Obviously, that's not the case, so we'll do it about 30 to 40 minutes after this one wraps. Expecting that one to be around 9 o'clock to start. Ball's fouled off by Faust. There's 1-2 in the count. He's fighting in it. Jackson Kelson fighting to stay on the mound for the Wasps. There's other men warming up. Kelson gets the strikeout. Faust goes down swinging for his second consecutive at-bat. That'll bring up Luke Affleck, who struck out in his first plate appearance, but dropped one into right field in his most recent at-bat for Affleck. Affleck, 4 at-bats, had 2 hits, 2 runs scored, brought 1 in, and struck out twice in a productive nightcap against Salem Hills. Just 1 out in the inning for Olympus. The runner on second in Johnson after we got the double. Taking a hack and getting nothing was Affleck after Jackson Kelson delivered the heat from the mound. Talked about it with the Wasps. This is a resilient team, so no lead is safe. They scored 5 runs in the 7th to get back into a game last night versus the 3-ranked Jordan Beat Diggers. More heat delivered by Kelson. 1-2 the count. Could he get his second consecutive strikeout and retire Affleck here? Pickoff attempt unsuccessful as Johnson makes it back to second. Affleck awaits the delivery, and it's well high from Jackson Kelson. And the outside pitch gets Affleck. It's a strike. Affleck had wide eyes. He could not believe the call, but it will not change the fact that Jackson Kelson delivers another strikeout back-to-back. That'll bring Corbin Sanchez up. Sanchez a walk the last time we saw him. Grounded out to Boucad in his first plate appearance. Sanchez had one hit in his one at-bat yesterday. Also secured 2 walks in the contest. Sanchez awaits the delivery. Kelson will fire. Dead center in the strike zone. Kelson had back-to-back strikeouts. Delivered that one low to bring the count to 1-1. All it takes is a little momentum for Wasatch to get back into this one. And they could be propelled to it. They're able to get out of this one, leaving Johnson stranded on second. Falling to 1-2 in the count. It's Corbin Sanchez, the catcher, looking to get his first hit of the afternoon. He already reached base via the walk. 1-2 the count. Jackson Kelson trying to make it 3 straight strikeouts to get the Wasps out of the inning. Instead, it's a grounder that squeezes past the glove of Cole Zimmerman. And that's going to bring in Ashton Johnson. He crosses home plate. So Johnson scores off the air. 2 errors now against Wasatch after that one. So Jackson Godfrey now due up. Godfrey was the first bunt and drove in a run for the Titans in the bottom of the 4th. He was able to reach first in the chaos that ensued because of his bunt. Ashton Johnson showing off the speed there. Johnson will be attending the College of Southern Idaho. Now a 6-1 Olympus lead. Godfrey bites at it. He'll fall to 0-2 in the count. Kelson has the 2 outs for the Wasps in the inning with the strikeouts. Can he get his 3rd K right here? Won't come on the low ball. Opportunity to tag the runner out at second will be unsuccessful as he took a hop past Jack Bluth. But Carter Bucad was able to secure it. Count remains 1-2 after the foul off. Olympus hoping they only have to bat one more time. After this one, Kelson delivers. Ball that's fouled off by Godfrey. Godfrey in yesterday's game had 1 hit that did bring in a run as well. Also had 2 strikeouts in his 4 at-bats. It's been a productive week for Godfrey so far. Godfrey sends this one, and it'll die in center field. That's going to score another run for the Titans. So they now lead 7-1 over the Wasps. So close to closing it out was Jackson Kelson. He was ahead in the count, 0-2. We're going to take a pause before J.D. Olson can step up in what very well could be the end of the day, as Coach Jacobson was communicating with his bullpen. So that will end it. Jackson Kelson really strong through the first 3 innings, but from there, struggled. So we'll give you the newest numbers on who the Wasps called to the mound when we come back on KSL Game Night Live Rewind. Ashton During gets the call to the mound for the Wasps. During comes in release of Jackson Kelson. Surrendered 7 hits and 7 runs for the Titans, who've now added 2 more in the bottom of the 5th, giving them the lead. J.D. Olson now due up. As During delivers. 1-0 the count. Goes to 2-0 after the second straight ball delivered by During. And just as many pitches for him as his outing begins. Just crossed 8 o'clock here at UCCU Ballpark. We'll have one more game to be played tonight. That one. We'll determine who advances to the winner's bracket. For Lehigh and Bountiful. First strike delivered. Olsen ahead in the count. Awaiting the delivery. Takes a hack. As it'll now go to full count. Off the miss. Godfrey on first. 2 outs in the inning. During will deliver a ball that's fouled off. Well into right field. Full count pitch, we'll do it again. Ashton During. Drop 3 strikeout to go. And they'll get the out. So for Wasatch, they surrender another 2 runs as they trail 7-1. They'll be back at the bats. They'll look to close the deficit. But this is a team that's no stranger to erasing leads. We'll see if they can do it. They're down to their last 6 outs when we return for the start of the 6th inning. You're watching KSL Game Night Live Rewind.
College wasn't built for me.
It didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Test day's test day. Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
Tests on your time. Courses on your time. Graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of you.
Matthew Thomas still settled on the mound for the Titans. As we're through 5 innings in our first game of the winner's bracket. With Jack Bluth due up. So it'll be Bluth followed by Boucad. And Schragen Shaw in the hall. Wasps need to start making some moves if they hope to get back into this one. Bluth. That's the first high ball pass. Another ball delivered. For Bluth, he flew out to left field in his first plate appearance, then sent one into left field. That was safe. 2-1 goes the count. Grounder. Hit to Olsen, who gets it over to first in time. Beating the speedy Bluth as he is retired. Grounding out to shortstop. Speaking of shortstops, Carter Boucad. Now due up. Boucad is yet to reach base today. Flew out to right field in his first at-bat. Grounded out to first in his second. One out already for the Titans in the inning. That pitch delivered just to the outside for the 1-1 count. Ball's fouled off into the bullpen of the Wasps. Boucad awaits the delivery. Thomas gets in the bite. Another strikeout for Matthew Thomas. That's his fourth on the late afternoon game. I'll bring up Tragan Shaw. Shaw lets strike one through without a swing. Shaw fouls another back. He's now at 0-2 in the count. Thomas. His first ball delivered. Has a high one. Shaw will send this one into right field. It'll take a bounce, but it's well played by Godfrey. So the first base hit of the sixth belongs to Tragan Shaw, with Kelson Stocking now due up. Has a walk. And a line drive where he was retired. Stocking sends one. Inner center field. That'll take a hop. That's currently hot for the Wasps. That's back-to-back base hits. So first it was Tragan Shaw. Relocating one into right field. Then it was Stocking. Slapping one into shallow center. That puts two runners on base. With Crew Erickson now due up and on deck. So Erickson with the lone home run tonight. Then it's Chet Wilson who had the home run in yesterday's game. For Erickson. Hasn't been able to reach base since the home run that opened all the action up. See what he can do in his fourth at-bat. Thomas delivers the breaking ball, and it is a ball. So two runners on. One oh the count. Erickson. Two oh the count. Oh, Thomas finally gets Erickson to bite on one for the 1-2 for the 2-1 count. See if the left fielder can launch another one in the left field. His team came into the inning with just 3 hits on the day, but back-to-back ones from Shaw and Stocking, providing the momentum after the 2 quick outs early. Bunt was shown for a second. Erickson pulled back. That one was a strike, so our count to 2-2. Popped up. Will it be playable? It is. Jacob Faust comes off first and retires Erickson in foul territory. A play that gives the Titans, allowing them to maintain their 7-1 lead and making sure the Wasps leave 2 stranded on base. They get 2 hits in the inning, but it's all for naught. They still trail as we head into the bottom of the 6th. You're watching KSL Game Night Live Rewind.
College wasn't built for me.
It didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Or if my kid had a fever.
Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
I want to take tests when I'm ready.
I want to take courses on my time.
And speed up when I know my stuff.
I want a university that cares about me.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of you.
Bottom of the 6th. The Titans will look to extend their 7-1 lead for one last inning. So it's Tanner Jenkins due up. It'll be Jenkins followed by Isaac Hodgson. And Mick Paul in the hole. A reminder, this Wasp team just a night ago scored 5 runs in the top of the 7th to keep their season alive in the winner's bracket. As all they've done this postseason is win. The 1-1 count. Jenkins. That's the second strike pass. Ashton During still on the mound. See if he can close it. The strike. He can. And it's a drop 3 strike. So making it over to first because of that is Jenkins. So Jenkins did swing at it, but the ball got away from Stocking so far. And by the time Jenkins got to it, by the time Jenkins had enough time to argue with the home plate umpire and still make it to first in time. But instead, he'll be replaced with a pinch runner. The pinch runner, Coach Feltz, has opted to stand in, is Spencer Goldsberry. Goldsberry shows bunt. It's high. It won't be able to be played by anyone. Chet Wilson gave it chase from third. Goldsberry on first. Isaac Hodgson, 0-1 in the count. Last time he was up, he had a bunt that allowed him to reach first. But Jenkins was retired at home. Hodgson takes a hack and fall to 1-2 in the count. So Ashton During His last 2 strikeouts have actually been drop strikeouts, as that's how he's retired J.D. Olson as well. Retired Jenkins that way, but unfortunately, because of the bounce of the ball, Jenkins now residing on first. Outside delivery and an unsuccessful pickoff attempt from Stocking. 2-2 the count. And strike 3. Hodgson goes down looking. The 3rd strike delivered by Ashton During. Gets the first out of the bottom of the 6th. McPaul now due up. Paul popped out into left field to end that productive 4th inning for the Titans, in which they scored their 4 runs, 4 of 7. Before that, Paul dropped one into center field, and of course the inside the park homer opened the bats or the offense for the Titans in an explosive way. This one sails high into right field, back on it, able to make the catch despite the sun was Peyton Swap. He retires Paul, who decided to swing at the first pitch. And up again, Ashton Johnson. Johnson's last plate appearance was a double. Johnson mentioned the double. Before that, he grounded into the double play. 2 outs now in the inning. Wasps deliver one that Johnson lifts into left field, and it goes off the glove of Swap. He's unable to make the grab, and the Titans were going to bring one home, but he fell. That was the pinch runner in for Jenkins. It was Musso who ended up slipping. Actually, Spencer Goldsberry. So Spencer Goldsberry was going to go home, but then fell. But Johnson with back-to-back doubles off a booming hit. It was an incredibly difficult catch that Swap was trying to make, and he was unable to do so. Won the count for During. Sail a ball to the outside, evening the count at 1-1 after his first strike. 2 runners in scoring position for Olympus. This one chopped to Bluth, who gets it over to first in time to beat the throw. Titans don't score any runs. They leave 2 stranded on in Ashton, Johnson, and Goldsberry. But they still hold the 7-1 lead. We move into the 7th. This is a Wasps team that's relentless. They can get explosive. We'll see how it all ends. Top of the 7th, due your way in a moment. But first, a break. You're watching KSL Game Night Live Rewind.
Ouch! Gonna need some pills for that one.
Hey! Prescription pain pills can be dangerous.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Easy there. You're her parent, not a drill sergeant. More love, then they'll listen.
Know your script. Talk to your kids about prescriptions the right way.
Back here inside UCCU Ballpark. Our first of the winners bracket set to get underway. While we have a moment, we'll recap some of that earlier action. First, it was Salem Hills that got the upset over Jordan, advancing to our first game of bracket 2 in the losers bracket. Then it was Orem who was able to knock off Maple Mountain when they'll face the losers of the Lehigh Bountiful game. That Lehigh Bountiful game looking at a start time at the moment, probably around somewhere between 9 and 9:15 if this inning wraps up quickly for Olympus. What won't help that is a single in the center field. Chet Wilson, who had a home run in yesterday's game, wastes no time reaching base. So Wilson will take first. Titans 3 outs away from closing it. Alex Gutierrez going to pinch hit for Jackson Bolander. Gutierrez will step in with Wilson on second. Thomas delivers a ball that's fouled off. Thomas was 100 pitches in when he stepped on the mound. So doesn't have much longer to go in the pitch count. Sun pretty much set here in terms of any glare effect at UVU. Another's fouled off, so 0-2 the count for Matthew Thomas. To the count. Delivery is low. Now at 1-2. This could very well be the final batter Thomas faces because of that pitch count rule. Wilson settled on first. That one fouled off by Gutierrez to stay alive. Gutierrez batting .250 on the season. 32 plate appearances at 8 hits, 7 runs. Has to step up in a big moment here. He'll foul yet another off. Count remains at 1-2 with no outs in the inning. Gutierrez lets the low ball pass to even the count at 2-2. Off attempt unsuccessful. Going down swinging, but it was the drop strikeout. It was Gutierrez. Because of that pitch count, that'll be it. For Matthew Thomas, what an afternoon for him. He's going to be greeted to a standing ovation by the Titans faithful. Coach Feltz gives him a hug, so he'll exit. We'll let you know who Olympus has decided to call on in his place, with them needing 2 outs to secure their place in the winner's bracket game. You're watching KSL Game Night Live Rewind.
Jake said these are awesome for studying.
Line. You shouldn't ever take someone else's medication.
Know your script. Talk to your kids about the dangers of sharing prescriptions.
Ouch! Gonna need some pills for that one.
Hey! Prescription pain pills can be dangerous.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Easy there. You're her parent, not a drill sergeant. More love, then they'll listen.
Know your script. Talk to your kids about prescriptions the right way.
Jake said these are awesome for studying.
Thompson done. Olympus decides to turn to Jackson Park to finish things off. Needs just 2 more outs to do so. He's set to face off against Cole Zimmerman and Peyton Swap. Park on the season, a 2-1 record. He'll look to keep it that way and not surrender a loss here. So Cole Zimmerman hasn't reached base since his first plate appearance. Hasn't put the ball in play, I should say, since the first plate appearance. He does have a walk. Grounded out in his first at-bat, then flew out into right field. 0-1 the count. It's Jackson Parks. Delivers. This ball fouled off. To the count. Reminder, the winner of this game will move on, and they will play the winner of the losers game between Salem Hills and the loser of this one. Ball is slapped foul. Seven to 1 our score. 1 out in the inning. 0-2 the count after Zimmerman's fouled a few off. To the count. Parks looking for his first strikeout. Parks did get in yesterday's game as well. Pitched 2 innings, allowed 1 hit, 1 walk, along with 4 strikeouts. This looks like a playable out, and it will be. Tanner Jenkins gets the grab. Olympus just needs 1 more. Trying to keep the inning and the game alive for the Wasps. Will be a pinch hitter in place of Swap. Be Jackson Swanson. Sorensen did not bat in yesterday's game. Now comes in a critical moment. Tasked with keeping the inning alive versus Parks. He'll foul that one off the back of his bat. 0-1 the count. Back-to-back strikes delivered. Parks is actually yet to deliver a ball. Can he capture the strikeout here and the victory for Olympus? That pitch nearly had it. The Titan faithful know it. First ball delivered. 1-2 the count. Parks will reset. He'll deliver. That ball also the inside as the count is evened. Sorensen looking to keep the inning alive and the game. Parks sets. He'll wind, deliver. It's a high chopper. Parks gets the grab, takes his time, flips it up, and retires Swartenson. Olympus takes it. They accounted for 7 runs in total, 8 hits, as they claim the 7-1 victory over Wasatch. They don't need the bottom of the 7th to do it. Looking at for Olympus, Matthew Thomas was incredible, only allowing 1 run, and that 1 run occurred when he gave up a home run on his first batter faced. So he pitched 109 plus at the end and had over 100 basically if you exclude the first one, where he did not give up another run. He gave up 4 hits. That was it over the course of 7 innings. So a phenomenal outing for Matthew Thomas. Jackson Parks came in and finished it off. Looking at it at the bats for Olympus, we mentioned the Mick Paul inside the park home run, but also the stretch where Jackson Godfrey brought in a run. Tanner Jenkins had the triple RBI, but that one you'll look back on, and it was a bunch of misplayed opportunities for the Wasps, but they'll have a chance to get back into it. So our first matchup of tomorrow is officially set. At 11 a.m., the 12th-ranked Salem Hill Skyhawks will take on the 13th-ranked Wasatch Wasps. Once again, that game for 11 a.m. and Olympus will play the winner of that one. Our next game, the 2th-ranked Lehigh Pioneers and 10th-ranked Bountiful Red Hawks will be due up at about 9:10, we'll go with. So about 30 minutes from now, game will get underway. But your final, the 4th-seeded Olympus Titans take down the 13th-seeded Wasatch Wasps 7-1. I'm JT Wistersill. Thank you for watching KSL Game Night Live Rewind.